Hello, 'tis I. It's Nathan. It's recovery month. It's time to party like it's 1999. Well, I may hold back on partying like it's 1999, as last time that involved going to a rave called Brain Dance and standing next to a man simultaneously laughing and crying for 12 hours. So we'll give that a swerve this time round. So 1999. Recovery month, as I said. I was having this conversation earlier, I've been out of rehab now for just over 2 months, and it seems, well, that's much longer. And my other half kindly reminded me very, very swiftly that it's not been that long at all. So don't get cocky, pal, I think is the message that comes swiftly out of that. So 1999, what's been occurring? Come with me. Now, back to 1999. We had the big thing that came out. Do you remember the Millennium Bug? Typical of this country, don't believe the hype. This Millennium Bug was going to destroy the world. No, it was going to take out all the computers. Nothing was going to work. The economy was going to collapse. There was going to be plagues of locusts. The sea was going to turn blood red. Satan himself was going to walk the earth for 1,000 years after this point. I'm sure that my other half, the blood in my veins, the prayer on my lips, I'm sure she was probably involved in the propaganda for this Millennium Bug, because if she's got a superpower, she would be called Panic Woman. She has the ability to instill raw fear and panic in anyone with a simple glare over the simplest of things. Are you sure you're filling in that form right? I don't know. So she was probably instrumental. She's way too young actually for that. I've got a few years on her. Internet and mobile phones really started to get a grip and be instrumental in business. People started to cotton on to the idea that you could use the internet to, what's the usual thing that humans come to, certainly of late come to the conclusion, we can use this to make money, we can profit off of this. The euro was introduced. We didn't get involved. We shall not be involved in signing up to that single currency, and then years later we shall come out of the whole thing on a very, very paper thin concept of fear of immigrants stealing all our jobs. Minimum wage was introduced. I think it was like £3.20. SpongeBob SquarePants premiered. The episode, if you've never watched it, watch it, it's hilarious. The Columbine High School Massacre, I will be able to say nothing about that more eloquently and brilliantly than Michael Moore did in his documentary Bowling for Columbine, so I won't bother. Osama bin Laden's move to Afghanistan, setting up Al Qaeda, we all know where that's going. Star Wars 1 has hit the airwaves. Oh, the disappointment. The years of waiting for a new Star Wars film. I was almost in my parents' attic getting the toys back out until I saw Jar Jar Binks. I think enough has been said about that character in Star Wars 1 to fill 1,000 vlogs or blogs or whatever it is I'm doing. And then you had the likes of, I know I'd have been doing this, watching Ally McBeal and listening to S Club 7. I wouldn't have been doing that. I would have been listening to very, very heavy music and taking a potentially lethal cocktail of Class A drugs, probably. What could possibly go wrong? And then The Matrix came out. What a brilliant, brilliant film that explored a lot of concepts. Some took it at face value, others looked more deeply into the follow the white rabbit, what's real, what is not. Very interesting subject as far as I'm concerned. Which leads nicely on to how this whole day sort of started out. Because I had a very strange dream last night. It was a using dream. I for some reason, I dreamt I was with, I'd gone to Malta. Don't ask me why I was in Malta. I met an old boss and I was drinking. and I was unsure of how I felt. I was trying to, at one point I was trying to hide the drink, next point I was trying to hide the fact that I was drinking, and then I was trying to order a Coca-Cola, but the wrong drink was coming over the bar. It was I woke up, I was drenched, I'll be honest, I was sweating profusely. It wasn't pleasant. But luckily it didn't set the tone for the day, and led on to some interesting conversations about, actually I'm in the early stages of recovery, and as proud, as pleased as I am with myself that I am doing really well. You need to check yourself before you wreck yourself sometimes. So yeah, I haven't had one of those dreams in quite a while. Going back very quickly to last night, Pots and Pans 2, The Revenge, was trying to organise my pots and pans. I'll tell you what, you probably think I'm an absolute lunatic or a spanner or both. Trying to organise the pots and pans, it's not going well. I need to reorganise that entire cupboard. I had a hissy fit over them again. I've got to do something about it. But I did. Last week I was going through various techniques you use, and I came across a technique called Sober, which a lovely lady, I've mentioned her before, Amanda, gave me this handout. I've written on the back and stuff with it, but there it is. And it's a breathing technique that if you do find yourself, as I did, hunched in front of pots and pans with a green Tupperware salad dish in your hand that you are literally just about to drop quick out the front door, then you might want to try this one. So it's Sober. S is stop. So stop what you're doing, Nathan. Stop faffing around with the pots and the pans. This is a triviality, and you're getting yourself into a tiswas for no reason. Then observe. So you come out of the situation, you observe what's going on. Nathan, you're worried about a load of pots and pans here, mate. There's nothing really going to happen. The world's not going to fly off its axis and get sucked into the sun, is it? Breathe. Always important to breathe, I find. It's done me the world of good over the years. But you breathe, so you centre your thinking on your breath. Just become aware of the breath, and then expand. So you expand the awareness of that breath onto the rest of your body, becoming aware of the body and where you are. So now I'm thinking, once I've come and sat in this very chair, okay, I'm breathing, I'm aware of what's going on, I'm only in the moment, and you've worked yourself into a frenzy here for no reason. We're calming down, and then the next one is respond. So instead of reacting, smashing the pots and pans up and running out in my dressing gown into the streets crying, think I can just, it doesn't matter, I can just respond in the appropriate way. So I didn't think, you probably was thinking the pots and pans would make an appearance again in this vlog, but they have. So what I did all that, and I said all the pots and pans went a wheelie bit. No, I didn't. So that works. You can. Before I rush on to whatever I'm going to blather on about next. You can get that online, and all sorts of breathing techniques. Really good. If you can control or be aware of your breath, you can control or be aware of your body, then you can be in control and aware of this, which is where once the physical urge is gone, it's all up in the loaf. It's all up in the old loaf of bread, mate, isn't it? So that works. Other than that, don't get me wrong, I'm in a really good mood. I've had a lovely day so far. I'm checking in a bit early today because I want to crack on and do other bits rather than talking to you. You know by now that I like my smellies. I like my bath. I've mentioned this umpteen times. Saturday I always go a little bit further. It turns into some sort of, Egyptian palace of scent and aromatherapy. And when I'm not spending money on booze and cigarettes and drugs and God knows what else anymore. So, and it's a bit of self-affirmation. Treat yourself. I'll treat myself. You treat yourself. If you can, even if it's a chocolate bar or whatever it may be, or whatever you fancy, whatever's within your capabilities. Treat yourself. It's important. You do it for a friend, wouldn't you? There you go. You're doing really well. Have some of that. Why not do it for yourself? So got some smellies. twofold. Bought this honey manuka like body butter thing. It tastes like refined condensed happiness in a tub. Literally, that's what it smells like. Amazing stuff. And also, I would urge any man, no matter race, creed, colour, age, job title or sexuality, whatever it may be, get in contact with your feminine side. A national Get in Contact with Your Feminine Side Day. It's wonderful. You'll be a more rounded human being for it, I would suggest. And likewise, women, get in contact with your masculine side, whatever that may be. I'm atypical, you know. I'm not your sort of atypical builder, football type. Maybe give it a go. Maybe I should give it a go. But anyway, get in contact with your feminine side today. I would suggest, as I will be later. You know the script. You know where I'll be later in a coloured bath, candles, the lot, wonderful stuff. And also found. It sounds boring when I'm going to say it, but it's not. Found some tea towels. Been after some tea towels. Found them today, and I've been having this thing. Well, let me show you the tea towel first, because I've actually got one here. How's this for cool? Where is it? There we go. Right. So there she blows. Now that is ironic. Throw that to one side, because I was reading yesterday, or the day before, about the Buddhist tradition of keeping a laughing or a smiling skull in their bedrooms, in their living quarters. It may sound kind of morose. It's not. It's a reminder of their mortality and the importance to be aware of it. Now, they see this and I see this, so this is the good news. As the saying is, the avoidance of death is death, the acceptance of death is life. So what it's saying is, really, when you are next worried about your pots and your pans flying all over the place, to use a very trivial example, you've got nothing to worry about in life. Ladies and gentlemen, I can assure you, you've got nothing to worry about in life. The mercy of the universe is that it will always take you back. And if you really accept that, in the core of you, if you really accept that truth, you have got nothing to worry about. Maybe, what are you worrying about? Just sing, dance, be happy, do your best and enjoy this wonderful reality or dream, in the Matrix sense, as it may well be, that you've been put into. So a joyous thought, hence he's smiling. Just say, you silly sod. Getting worked up about all that. So that was that. We went out for a walk. I'm lucky enough to live right by a lot of fields, woods, and and the like. And we have a walk out there, and me and my significant other, walk out and have all sorts of interesting conversations. I might just film one of those one day. Although, talking in front of the camera can be a bit odd, I can assure you. Especially may not be too keen on that. But all sorts of conversations come out of that, and in regards to where I am, how she's finding life, how I'm finding life, how recovery's going. That's where that conversation about, blimey, yeah, I've only been out of rehab for just over 2 months, because so much has happened, and I have changed. And not my words, the words of others. I have changed so dramatically. How I act, how I look, how I approach life. Who my friends are, who I talk to, my focus, my energy, everything has changed. It has been this metamorphosis has occurred, and because that's happened so quickly, it's easy to forget that I'm still in the early stages, and hence, no, I'm not using an excuse to buy some eddies for myself and celebrate international Get in Contact with Your Feminine Side Day, which I've suddenly declared it. Now, before we wrap today's, it's like a check-in, isn't it? Before we wrap today's check-in up, the obsession with matzo balls continues. This time, we're not going for the pizza. You've not won me over. My dad tried swaying me, God love him, with the idea that I could do the pizza again, but with anchovies on it. I mean, I'm not prepared to pay to. I was prepared to do pizza 2 Saturdays on the bounce, but you know, she who must be obeyed said, "Yet, not going to happen." So I kind of jinked her, worked her into the concept of a pasta bake, sidelined her, brought her on board slowly, you know, charismatically, charmingly, easing into and then introduced the concept of the pasta bake. The pasta bake has been installed. You've got it. It's going to have mozzarella on the top. And while she was buying that, I was chucking sweets and fizz in the basket at the same time with the trolley. So I won in the end. So we'll probably not, because no doubt she'll watch this back at some point and say, I knew it. I bleeding knew it. So enjoy your Saturday, or indeed whatever day you're watching this. It's the magic of recording. You could be watching any day, couldn't you? Enjoy whatever you're doing, wherever you're doing it. If you're in recovery, as I always say, or wherever you are in this huge miasma, I've brought the word miasma out, of situations that is part of this situation, and you know, well done. So I'm going to leave you be. I shall quote Jim Morrison, the Lizard King, before we go. No eternal reward will forgive you now for wasting the dawn. And on that note, I shall leave you, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Toodle pipski!